once you take your pattern pieces off, with right sides together, you're going to do your 2 shoulder seams. And make sure these seams match perfect. And you should be able to sew this together with maybe just 3 straight pins. Quick and easy. So you'll put one piece here and go straight across. Then you're going to sew your other front, pin it straight across. After you do that, that's when you're going to go to your side seams. This is your underarm. This is your waist to your underarm. And again, you're going to, 5/8 inch is going to be your seam allowance. You can make it a little wider based on your jacket, because I had to tighten up the seams on your jacket. So, and you might need a few more pins because this is a longer seam. But you have to make sure these are dead on point. Before you were sewing, this was kind of like that. This has to match perfect. Because it's the lining, it won't fit inside your jacket properly if the seams aren't dead on point. Okay. So while you're sewing, if you get a little crooked, just stop, roll up the needle, put it back in. So shoulder seam, side seam. After that, you're going to do you have 2 sleeves. Check and see it. I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like the right and left side, like one is shinier than the other, but you might want to double check that. For some, this looks a little glossy, because when you're sewing, you're always sewing with your right sides together. This is a little crooked, but you're going to sew straight. This seam is perfectly straight because it's your selvage. So when you sew this seam, you can actually just sew right on top of that needle marks. Okay. And that'll make a perfectly straight seam to you. So forget the little hump there that's crooked. Okay. So I'm going to pin this. You're going to sew both sleeve seams. And that's the seam that's going from here to your wrist. That's the underarm. Once you sew that, open up your jacket. Right at the top of your sleeve, there's always a notch. Here we just made a clip, so you would see. But that point there has to go right inside. Look at this. I'm going to pick it up to show. I'm going to take the top of that, and it's going to go right inside of here. It's hard to show because it's not sewn, but let me put the straight pins to. So if this was actually sewn, you would take the top of that sleeve, see that notch, and put it right where your shoulder seam is. Okay? And it goes all the way around. Maybe give you a better visual. Find your clip, and if you're using tailor chalk, you would just put a little knot right there. I like to, when I'm pinning a sleeve, I like to put one pin at the cap, right at the top, like we're doing here. Then take the sleeve and match the armpits. So the bottom of this, which is, you want to match to the bottom of this. It's hard to see because it's not stitched. But what you're doing is taking this and this and putting them together. And after that, you just take it all the way around and pin it in place. Okay. The cutting's a little rough there. But if you start at the top and then the armpit, you'll be able to smooth this in. Okay. That, because both are, you can't tell, but that sleeve is cut where it will fit. This will fit right in there perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So you'll put in shoulder seams, side seams, sleeve seam, and then around the top of the sleeve, and it will fit just fine. It'll go in there just like that.
Okay.
Is that a good visual for you?
Yes.
When you're done, this is what you'll have.